And here's how church worked for us there. This was in Batavia, Illinois. We would go downstairs. I'd drop the kids off. The guys were little. Bethany Lutheran Church. I'd drop them off downstairs. And then I would come upstairs, and we had this thing called Fellowship Hall. And we'd sit around, and the guys would sit at one table, the girls on the other. We'd wait for the kids to be done. We called it fellowship. We'd talk about our fantasy football picks. We had a basketball league. We'd talk smack, and we'd eat donuts. So it was breakfast. And then the kids would come up, and we'd all go into the service. That's how it worked. So one day I dropped Martin and his brother off downstairs, and I come bounding up the stairs, all excited about the donuts because I skipped breakfast. And I get in the room, and like, where are the donuts? Somebody took the donuts. And I said to my guys, where are they? They said, oh, somebody took them. They took them upstairs. There's some community program going on upstairs. I'm like, all right, I love you guys. I'll see you later. I'm starving. I'll sit through anything for a donut, right? History of the Church Oregon. Wow, that's fascinating. Wah, 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 wah. It is fascinating, but that's what I was going to do. I was going to sit there and listen to this thing and eat my breakfast and come down. So I go upstairs, and does anybody in here want to guess what their community program was that particular day? Suicide prevention. What does a guy who lost 2 brothers to suicide really not want to talk about? See, when I got to Chicago, I didn't tell anyone about my brothers. I was part of the stigma I'm now fighting. When I got there, people would say, hey, Dennis, how many people in your family? I said, I have 2 sisters back in New York. You all know there's 5 of us, right? But I wouldn't talk about it. So I'm sitting there, and I'm watching this woman. She starts. Her name is Stephanie Weber. She's a dear friend now. She starts talking, and I want to bolt. I want out of that room so bad. But I also love donuts, and I got a great seat right next to the table. I'm not going anywhere, right? But if I did bolt, everybody would have known that something's going on with Dennis and suicide. I would have tipped my hat. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not ready to tell this story. So I sat there real quiet, and on the way out, I grabbed her business card. And that business card had her name and contact, said, one day I'm going to volunteer for the Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And Mr. Passive Aggressive put that card on his desk, and it stared a hole at me for like 9 months. And finally, I got up the guts to call her and said, Stephanie, my name is Dennis Gillen. I heard you speak at my church about 9 months ago. And I think I should work on the Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And I told her my story. And in a beautiful tone, she said, Dennis, get your butt in here.